2 here in the Netherlands for this 2018 Hague Judo Grand-Prix. This incredible city with its Gothic-style buildings creates a perfect backdrop for this unique event. Now, after the first day of competition, 5 gold medals went to 5 different countries, 5 categories in the first day, with Japan just edging it in the medal tally. After a good start to day 2, the final block looks set for great action with Dutch chances all over the place for medals. Introducing the medal matches is my co-commentator, Sheldon Franco Rocks.
A very good afternoon to everyone at home, and good afternoon, Neil. What an afternoon we've got in store for us. I'll just do the first one. Doi Masako of Japan faces Mael De Cintio of France. It'll be Doi in the white judogi, De Cintio in blue, and the referee in the middle. For this one is Mariano dos Santos of Brazil. Neil.
Well, the atmosphere in this stadium has been great, hasn't it? All day. It's really been magical because this Dutch crowd have really something to shout about. They've got 2 finalists and they're hoping for their first gold medal of the tournament. Second day in, and it's looking good and it feels good in here, I can tell you, and lots of judo action still to come. We've got 4 categories to be contested. Here's the first one up.
I think we spoke about the Japanese team that's here. We're only a week away from the Osaka Grand Slam, so the top rated Japanese are still in Japan in preparation for the forthcoming Grand Slam. This is not the top team, but it's great that we've got a Japanese team here, and yet they're in and around the medals, all of them.
They're still leading the medals, and Doi is here fighting for 3rd place. This will just add to the medal tally, and like we said before, the top Japanese all waiting for next week, which will be one of the biggest judo events in the world that's going to take place, and a few big stars missing as well because they're saving themselves for that, but it's been a great event, and as I said, 5 different gold medals went to 5 different countries yesterday, which proves what an international sport we have with judo now.
Got a reputation for some tricky Newaza moves, has Doi. Came unstuck in the earlier rounds, though, against Stefania Dobra of Romania. That put her into the repechage contest where she defeated Jules Fransen of the Netherlands. That's how she got to this point.
Yeah, she beat her on the ground, and it's interesting that a lot of them going for world ranking points. A lot of these fighters use these events to build up their world ranking, and if you have a look at the world ranking of Doi Masako of Japan, 203 in the world rankings, De Cintio 36 in the world rankings, and it does make a difference because obviously they'll pick up really big points here. Here we go for Doi, because she is now going to turn it into the Osai Komi here. Got to be careful she doesn't go on the inside of the trousers there, and she's got the Osai Komi. She needs to hold for 20 seconds.
Yeah, she's going to pull out of that.
Well, I think she's out of that.
Yeah.
She was out, wasn't she, for a couple of seconds there, a little bit late on the mate. Wazari scored, and De Cintio now will have to come back.
Kumi nice and quiet in the chair today. She's a little bit animated yesterday. Maybe she needed a little bit more.
Former world champion there for Kumi in the coach's chair there for Japan.
Won those world championships here in the Netherlands in 2009. In Rotterdam. She's got good memories of being in the Netherlands, she said.
Well, one Ippon score will win the match, and that's going to win it now for Doi. She's going to win the bronze medal, and what happens is you can score two times with a Wazari, and that will score an Ippon, or you can score 1 Ippon with a throw flat on the back. You can also hold down for 20 seconds or arm lock or strangle for a submission.
Disappointment for Mael De Cintio of France. Would have liked to have been in that a little bit longer and put up a slightly better showing, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes.
First medal to Japan in the final block of this second day of competition So it's a great way to start it off. Let's start with an ippon. Don't forget that the ippon is our equivalent of a knockout in boxing. The only difference is that we've got 4 different ways to deliver that, and 3 of them are on the ground. Starts off with an uchimata, and this is the situation that she absolutely loves. The Japanese, I have to say, well drilled from this situation. They will always attack in newaza on the ground, and she turns to Cintio into a precarious situation, because then what happens is she was trying for the strangle originally, then turns it into the hold down, and she secures the top half of her opponent, and she does it for 20 seconds.
We were talking about adjusting to the different defences. You know, the Cintio had a defence for that. She came up with something else.
It's important, isn't it? You've got to have plan A, B, C, D and E.
Absolutely. I like that. People talk about plan B. No, you go further down the route. There are plenty of plans you need to have there. We come to the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 63 kilo category. Amy Livesey of Great Britain faces Stefania Adelina Dobra of Romania. It's Livesey in the white judogi, Dobra in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Vyacheslav Peredyeko of Uzbekistan.
Well, the British had 2 entries here. Amy Livesey was the second one, and Schlesinger is the other one. She's already through to the final, so they have 2 chances of medals here. Amy Livesey, world ranked 21, coming into this competition. She'll be looking to improve on that. They fought 1 time before here, and Amy Livesey was the winner over Dobra. So, but this is completely different. It's another match. Straight into the attack there, Dobra. It is possible to go behind on attacks, and if you don't attack within the allotted time, you have 45 seconds approximately. Within that 45 seconds, you have to be positive, you have to attack, otherwise you can get a penalty. We haven't seen any penalties yet so far. That's good. Let's hope we don't, but I'm sure we will. And that will be indicated with a little yellow flag there on your board, and I'll point it out as we carry on. And she's got a shimiwaza there. Well, she was going for the strangle. It was across the face, trying to strangle her opponent for a submission.
I know that Neil's explaining to some of you who may be new to judo about some of the rules and everything, and you may have seen that action taking place on the red coloured mats, which are just outside of the contest area, but if the action begins inside, then it can continue onto the safety area, as they call it, the red mats.
Yeah, as long as it starts inside, then they will allow it. And if it's developing, if it's a possibility of developing into a win or an ippon, they'll let it go.
There was no score there, because as you saw, when Livesey was going to the ground, she was putting both hands out to brace her own fall. So there was no control of Dobra going to the tatami and onto her back.
Four-minute contests for men and for the ladies. And that's going to be a score. Now then, she landed on her side. The upper part of the body has to make contact, the side, and then, now look at that. There was what we were talking about there. She was straight in for the groundwork, and they were quite a bit off that yellow area, but it started in. Here's the tip. Look how she goes onto her side there. Enough to warrant a Wazari score. 2 Wazaris will finish it. Oh, she's going to get it. That's it. It's all over. Amy Livesey has scored 2 Wazaris, and that's enough to win her the match and the bronze medal. So definitely Great Britain will have 2 people on the rostrum here in the under 63 kilos category.
Both opportunities that came Livesey's way, she picks up very, very quickly. That's the important thing here. You get maybe one chance, possibly two if you're lucky. On both occasions, Livesey snapped them up.
Certainly she looked the more dominant of the two, and she was the one that was doing the positive attacks. That was the first score there. Just about lands on her side for the first was Ari. Second one here. Just continues the movement, drives off the back leg, and the most important thing here is the Kazushi on the sleeve. Look at the sleeve pull there in order to drive her onto her side. So 2 scores.
Even Dennis Stewart thought it was a score.
He did indeed. We'll have to get him on the refereeing side. Sure, he'll be pleased with that. Dennis Stewart, former Olympic bronze medalist.
We're going to work on his hand signals though, yeah? Get him be a bit more positive. We come now to the final of the under 63 kilo category. Yang Junxia of China faces Alice Schlesinger of Great Britain. It will be Yang in the white judogi, Schlesinger in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Frank Birch of Germany. Here's Neil.
These two have met a couple of times before, and Yang has come out the winner on both occasions, so she knows, Schlesinger knows that she has her work cut out. She's got a higher world ranking at the moment, but well, the Chinese, it has to be said, have had some tournament, haven't they? And right the way through the lighter weights yesterday, they got 2 finalists, 2 silver medals, and now they've got guaranteed silver here, but could be gold. Schlesinger will have something to say about that, though.
Just feel that Schlesinger may have the edge as far as the tachiwaza is concerned. I think she's got better throwing skills than Yang. Yang, however, is well known for her prowess in newaza. She likes to engage on the ground via that sumigashi effort that we saw just there.
Well, there was a great example there, wasn't it? That Schlesinger came up expecting the mate, and no mate was called. And there's a new rule that basically you can transition from the ground upwards as well as from standing down to the ground. So you can't just stop. Game is still on. And that works to the advantage, of course, to somebody that's going to be a Wazari scored there. Yang right the way underneath for the Cianagi. And now here's that groundwork that he was just talking about there. And she's going to turn her into the hold down. Schlesinger tries to avoid it. She's doing her best to create a little bit of space. Can she get her between her legs? Offside Komi hasn't been called yet. Schlesinger needs to just keep that little bit of distance there. Does well. And now she's going to tie off onto the leg. And that, well, there was a lot of energy expended there in that groundwork exchange, but showed how dangerous Yang is.
There's the action that was not scored after all.
No, it wasn't. And the elbow was out there, and that's why we have video referee. The elbow was out, so the actual side didn't really make contact with the mat. So good decision, really good decision there from the video referee.
Well, Schlesinger's dodged 2 bullets here. One was that technique that where, as Neil was saying, the elbow was out, and the second one was the Osakome that was on briefly. She was actually in Osakome for 4 seconds, and then that got called as Tokita. So wake up call maybe.
Well, it's a big wake up call because she really had a shock there, and there she is straight into the attack again. Yang. Here's the Cianagi. Notice how when she goes over that the elbow stops the side actually making contact with the mat. So if the elbow is out and not tucked in, no score is given. So Schlesinger still in this match. Certainly I think that Yang has had the run of it so far. She's been the aggressor. She's looked as if she's going to score, and she's going again for the newaza. Going for the turnover. It's like, well, she wants to stand up, doesn't she? She really does.
Got to be careful, because in standing up, she's actually exposing herself to give Yang a better position for the roll. It's an odd situation. get a tight defence on the ground, but she knows Yang well, and she just wants to be out of that. There was a situation.
Well, it's not very often you see her on the back foot like this, right the way through the contest.
Here we go again, Neil.
Yeah, I think this is going to be it. She's going to turn it. That's definitely Osai Komi here. She's got it called. The seconds are ticking up. Watch it. If it goes over 10 seconds, there's the Wazari on the board. And now it's ticking up to the 20 seconds. And I don't think Schlesinger is going anywhere now. She has a little look at the clock. It's all over. And that was a magical bit of groundwork there from Yang.
Yang is 5 for 5 today with that technique. All 5 of her contests have been won with that turnover into Osai Komi.
Well, it goes to show that well-rehearsed moves, and you can see that they are well-rehearsed. You know, we do hundreds and hundreds of repetitions of certain things, so that when we get into a situation like this, we can go. We do have a plan A, B, C, D, and E, and we can get to it from any direction. That was really a superb bit of judo by Yang.
The other thing that people at home may be asking is, well, you know, if she's done that all day, why hasn't Schlesinger prepared to be, you know, to get out of it? Hey, Schlesinger didn't see that for the first time today. She'd seen it on 2 previous occasions and still couldn't get out of it. Sometimes you've got somebody who's just so good at executing, it's difficult to avoid it.
Yeah, she was under the gun all the way through the contest. She knew that and knew what she had to avoid. But in the end, just couldn't avoid it because Yang was relentless with it. She just was on her all the time. Then all she needed to do was to get the legs out. Took the time with it, just there. She was really tight with it, wasn't she? But, well, that face says it all.
A 3rd Grand-Prix gold medal for Yang Junqia of China. Her first outside of Asia. She won in Qingdao, she won in Ulaanbaatar, but it's the first time that she's won here in Europe.
Yeah.
Right, we come to the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 73 kilo category. Lasha Shavdatoashvili of Georgia faces Anthony Zing of Germany. It'll be Shavdatoashvili in the white judogi, Zing in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Vasily Smolin Jr. of Russia. Here's Neil.
We really have had some great matchups, haven't we? Coming into the final block and towards the final block. We had some great matches. This one I think is going to be great as well because 2 different kinds of styles. A very strong style of the German with Zing, and I think that Shavdatoashvili here will be trying to open it all up. They have their own particular style. It derives from Georgian wrestling. Big arms over the top. They often disappear over the opposite shoulder, and he goes different directions, Shavdatoashvili, all the time. He was Olympic champion in the lower weight category in London, went up to the higher weight category, and now starting to have real success in the higher weight category. He actually got a bronze medal in the Rio Olympic Games at the higher weight category. So 2 Olympic medals, 2 different weights.
You don't remain Georgia's favourite son for long. You get a short amount of time up there. It's a little bit like Japan, you know. You get a hero now, next year someone else, next year someone else. Georgia maybe a little bit longer, a couple of years. Lepetiliani's been around for a bit, but Shavdatoashvili got the big prize. You know, taking a gold medal at the Olympics really does give you that prize. I think we could look at Zurab Zviadowri. He was the man of the moment at that time. Irakli Tsirakidze, and then Lasha Shavdatoashvili. Well, by the time that you got to Rio,
well, that's the thing, isn't it? You've got to go and do it again, you know. But it's still there and about, and performed really well today. Just one mistake, but he's performed incredibly well, and he changes direction. He can hold right, and then all of a sudden he'll start to attack right-handed, and then it'll switch to the left-hand flank. And it looks pretty spectacular when it happens. But I would think that Zing has been told that he's got to close him down.
The man of the moment for Georgia is Guram, current world champion at plus 100 kilos.
Yeah, the first heavyweight to win a world title since Teddy Riner has kind of dominated it for the last decade. Teddy Riner opted out of this one, and so he was the winner, of course.
Half the contest gone. Datuashvili has picked up Ashido, as has Zing. No score as yet.
Now he's going to start going in. Starts right-handed here, and watch the left hand of Datuashvili, because he'll try and get it underneath the armpit. And performs a lot of his techniques from that particular movement. The Georgians perform those big pickup movements, and they don't actually have sleeves on the jacket, so they have to grip in different places, and that's where the different gripping strategies come from. Very sharp Zing. There's the grip there, you can see it over the top onto the belt and underneath the armpit, and a little bit of panic there by Zing. Really attacked properly, Zing. He's done very well to contain Datuashvili. You can feel the danger out there, and of course the Germans very strong in their approach. Every one of them in extremely good condition, very strong with the kamikaze, with the gripping actions, and very difficult to break through their defense. Well, he still hasn't attacked, and well, Datuashvili trying to get through the defences. I mean, he's got 2 penalties up there, Zing, 1 more penalty on there, and he will be disqualified. 10 seconds left, first 4 minutes. Zing wants to get on with it, as does Datuashvili. Underneath the arm now. Oh, Uchigari, and is that? Oh no, just went on 1 elbow, it wasn't enough. Has to go on to 2 elbows, or the back or the side, in order to get a score. Good opportune Uchigari though. Lands on his backside first, then just onto the 1 arm. Good tight match, this one. Golden score can last as long as it goes, as long as each person is attacking at the right time. Good sportsmanship there. Datuashvili just a little bit hard with the Ashiwaza, with the foot sweep. Still anybody's match. 1 score up there will put it all to rights. So again, another drop Sianagi there from the Georgian. Piling the attacks on now, and just a matter of time. I think it might be all over, and Datuashvili will win this bronze medal by default now, because Zing will get a third penalty, and that will mean Sokomaki disqualification. Just didn't attack within the allotted time. German coach doesn't look too impressed with that. Oh, they've let it go on. I thought for sure that it was finished there, so got away with it. I suspect that we had a little intervention there, saying let them carry on fighting, because we want a score rather than 3 penalties on the board. We want something concrete. Both look a little bit tired there. I think even Zing was kind of half expecting a third penalty. Well, certainly, if they didn't give Zing a penalty earlier, they can't give Shavdatu one for that. Well, sometimes it's difficult to referee a match like this because it's not a lot of action, but they're posturing and obviously waiting for that one mistake. A lot of grip fighting as well. 2.5 minutes into golden score already. And a good attack there from Zing.
Yeah, that was strong left-sided Uchimata from the German. Had Shavdatu defending first of all. There was a moment when it looked as though he might come up with the tip, the dreaded tip, but didn't materialise. I think he's got the power left here after 7 minutes out in the middle, battling away.
Well, it's a hard pace, and you've got to attack within an allotted time. You can't not attack. And you've got to keep at it all the time. You've got to keep piling the pressure on. And like Sheldon said, 7 minutes, long time. Oh, that was close. She was there. Foot sweep, and he went on the banana skin. It looked like he kind of slipped on the banana skin there, and trying for the Jujigatami. Has he got the power to get that arm out straight? Just manages to pull it in there, Zing, and they can hardly stand up, these two. Elbow out again. So didn't land on his side. What a good match.
Yeah, Zing is an attacking fighter. I like his spirit. As he's around, there's going to be a battle. And Dominic Ressel, another German who similar kind of modus.
It's a good German team, isn't it? It really is. Uchimata didn't have the sleeve, no control of the sleeve. Got the elevation though.
See that because Shavdatu really is able to get his hand down there. So
yeah.
We're into a third contest now. 4 minutes was normal time. 4 minutes of golden score, and now 4 minutes 22.
Well, they're certainly getting their money's worth, aren't they, here? And a good Kosoto try there from Zing. Zing starting to come ahead now on attacks, and Shavdatu really might just get a second penalty here. Really good Kosoto. Swept the outside of the legs. Might get it for that. That was a drop without any arms, no pull. Just gets away with it. Well, he was looking for the strangle there, and the Seoinage, if you don't take them with you with the hands, then you can leave your neck exposed, so you've got to be a bit careful, especially with Xing.
Strong grip here from Xing.
Uchimata on the left. Oh, and he was looking for it there, wasn't he? He was looking to just tip him over onto his shoulders. So they've done 2 contests plus here.
By this time in the contest, both fighters have tried, their main moves. It's now plan B, plan C, plan D, and then trying to react to something that one or other of them may try as a surprise or something different, or a slip.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, it's basically going to be down to who can't stand up properly, and one little small score will do it. Either that or third penalty to Xing. But he's attacking.
Weak attack that somebody can take advantage of. That's what you're looking for, aren't you? Just a small opening.
Wow. I don't think anybody expected this. I think the crowd now going to start getting behind somebody just to get a score. And they are appreciating actually 2 warriors going at it. That's really nice.
There's been no let up from either of them.
Oh, he's onto the arm. Well, he went off the arm there for the technique, and now he's got the arm. Can he get the leverage? Has he got the power to put the pressure on? And if you're underneath there, just think of it from Xing's point of view here. All right, he's holding on. His fingers and his knuckles are going white. Now he needs to pull it around his head, Shavdatuashvili, but it's Mate, and that will have taken so much energy out of both these fighters. Look how he wraps the arm up. He's got to be careful that he doesn't apply pressure on that arm when he starts the technique. Xing does almost a somersault out of it, but then Shavdatuashvili lands on the arm.
7 minutes into golden score. Wow, this is proving to be a real marathon.
Well, I don't think either one of them will have even thought that they were going to go 11 minutes into a contest, or 12 minutes. It's incredible.
It's okay, that was defended by Shavdatuashvili, so there won't be a penalty there.
Well, whoever wins this bronze medal, it will be a well-deserved bronze medal.
What a battle they've had to go through to do it.
Yeah, well, you won't forget this, will you? It's one of those that you just won't forget it.
Into a third contest here. Now, 8 minutes of golden score. We had 4 minutes to begin with.
He ducked underneath. Xing ducked underneath it. It's all over.
Yeah.
He made a mistake there. He really did. He knew it as well. You can see there by the look on his face there, he ducked underneath and he knows that he's going to get the third Shido.
Yeah, he needed to put in an attack immediately if you duck underneath, but he didn't. He just avoided the grip.
No, it was just a mistake, and it was really at a time, what was it, 12 minutes 19 seconds into the contest.
He knows.
Yes, of course he does. Wow. I would applaud if we weren't up in the commentary position, but that was something else. It really was. Great match.
I don't think Shabdata really had the strength to lift his arm up. He was thinking about
that was lifting it up.
I haven't got the strength.
Yeah, all right then.
It's also possible that Zing decided I don't want my arm lifted up.
Yeah.
I'm so upset at having gone out that way that I think I'll just bow and leave the tatami. Drained completely, Lasha Shabdata, the first of the bronze medal winners in the under 73 kilo category. I'm not even going to try and find an adjective for the kind of effort that Anthony Zing put up. It was far more than spirited. Valiant, actually. It really was.
It was enormous, wasn't it? It was absolutely fantastic. It was a great fight, and he knew it. As soon as he ducked under, he thought, I made a mistake there. Not allowed to do that. For the people that are watching there thinking, what happened? You're not allowed to duck underneath a grip the wrong way, and it was just a mistake. And the look on his face absolutely says it all.
We come to the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 73 kilo category. Victor Stepu of Moldova faces Eduardo Barbosa of Brazil. It'll be Stepu in the white judogi, Barbosa in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Okada Yasuhiko of Japan.
This could go either way, couldn't it? I think Barbosa is the one that's surprised a few today, for sure. But Stepu is here with every chance of spoiling the party. Stepu in white, Barbosa of Brazil is in blue. Oh, 4 minutes normally is the allotted time. We just added three contests onto the whole thing.
Barbosa lost his semi-final to Musa Magushkov of Russia, having defeated in the quarter-final Lasha Shabdata-Ashvili.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been something, wouldn't it? To
yeah,
beat them
back-to-back wins, yeah.
Yes. Oh, trying for the pick up. Oh, beautifully done. Absolutely there. And he got the rotation, but of course you could see that the elbow was out. No score for sure, but that was huge. Goes in for the big Kosoto, then lifts up. Look at the commitment. And I think that's the good thing about that, is the commitment, wasn't it? He really went for it.
Yeah, needed to take control of that hand that saved Barbosa there. Got the lift. We can all have a laugh now.
Just pointing him to the right side of the mat there.
Yeah.
Or the left.
A little bit excited there, Stepu.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking for something in particular here, and the best way with somebody like Barbosa, who wants to do classical style judo, is to try and spoil, which of course is what Stepu is trying to do here, trying to just grind and send that big right arm over the wrong side and just cause a bit of trouble. Barbosa needs to just calm his grips down, just take his time. He hasn't had a chance yet to go to work. There's the Cianagi this time. Now, can he tie up the top half, get that leg out? Needs to really concentrate on the top, and now pushes Sturpu onto his back there. He made a mistake there, Sturpu. Can he turn onto the front? Yes, he can.
And he avoids giving up the score as well.
Yeah, no score. That was close, that. He nearly made the big mistake. Barbosa was right on it. Had to get that leg out. Then he turns the old side combi. The old side combi was called for a couple of seconds, but manages to turn out in the end. One Shido apiece on the board. Oh, Taitoshi! Oh, well, that was toenail stuff, wasn't it, there? His toenails were just keeping contact with the mat there. Beautifully taken that was, that Taitoshi. Second penalty up for Sturpu. That was the kind of situation where it was going to be an ippon or nothing, wasn't it? It definitely was close. Yep, all over. Sturpu is going to get third penalty, and again another match decided. Oh no, they've said let it go.
If you were following the letter of the law, then you would say
yes.
Both fighters were avoiding to take a grip. Barbosa, however, for me, you can't read someone's mind, but he would have been perfectly happy to have been involved in the patacake then, because he could have picked up the penalty, but it would have been a third penalty to Sturpu. It's kind of drawing the referee into, doing something that he really doesn't want to do. It's like trickery almost. Oh well, bit of gamesmanship.
Yeah, which is what it's about, isn't it, this level? But still time now, and Barbosa will still have to attack. Sturpu, though, knows that one more slip and it's going to go away from him. Well, who knew 73 kilos category was going to be so difficult. Oh, great change of direction there. He does some unusual stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, a bit inventive there from Sturpu, making something, well, almost making something happen from a very poor position, dragging his opponent over that outstretched leg. And putting some pressure onto Barbosa.
Second penalty up there. Barbosa, it doesn't matter how quickly he tries to start the contest, still going to get it.
Ooh.
Well, he definitely crawled out of that area, didn't he?
I can't believe it.
No. I mean, that was just such a...
What on earth was he doing?
Wow, it was such a silly mistake, it really was. Now they're going to let him carry on. Wow. But, I mean, he physically did crawl out the area there. You're not allowed to do that.
And even the crowd were laughing at it.
Yeah. And again, he's going to go onto the arm this time. He's going to try and tie up the top half. I'd probably go for the juji there. Great chance. Is the leg going to come out? Oh, it might.
Bit loose from Barbosa, to be honest. You have to have a plan, and you know that you're going to try to get the leg out. At some stage, when that leg comes out, you know your opponent's going to be turning. Which way he's going to turn, you need to be there and ready for him. He was following the action rather than anticipating it. Oh, huge miss there from Barbosa. He didn't even get close with that Tomoe-nage effort. You normally want the throwing leg somewhere near the target area, which is the stomach, but didn't get there.
Another golden score situation, isn't it? Yeah, look at the left arm there. That left arm of Barbosa there, just absolutely just blocking his opponent out. I've seen about probably 4 or 5 different occasions here where the other could get final Shido to finish this contest off.
Stuck into the ribs, and you can see that the way that wrist is, you know, that hasn't got anything to do with pulling or pushing. It's just keeping him out. It's locked there to keep him out.
Well, if you have the knuckles up,
Yeah.
that's what locks the arm out. If you turn it, then that enables you to do other things. And Barbosa gets it. He gets the penalty.
Yeah.
So the winner, surprise winner really, Sturpu of Moldavia, gets the bronze medal.
He could have been given a penalty either for that last
I think so
attack,
too.
that was a drop, or for just blocking. Victor Sturpu of Moldova takes the bronze medal. We'll have a look and see what highlights our team can unearth from that one, and then we'll be back with more action.
I don't think it's going to last long. This particular pickup was the best part of the contest, actually. Does well to avoid that, doesn't he? Look at the pick. That particular Yoko Gaki as well. Almost scoring a couple of times, but certainly it was a close match. In the end, decided on a third Shido.
We come now to the final of the under 73 kilo category. Musa Magushkov of Russia faces Akil Zhakova of Kosovo. It'll be Magushkov in the white judogi, Zhakova in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Ramzi Shamirov of Tajikistan.
Difficult one, isn't it, to predict this one. Magushkov, when he's good, is absolutely amazing, and the one time that they have met here, Magushkov came off second best, so Zhakova comes in here, I think, for me, probably of the stronger, only because he's had an amazing tournament, but he's not just this tournament here. He's been so strong and getting stronger and stronger over the last 6 months. So I think he's going to come out all guns blazing here, and I think he'll wear Magushkov down.
Yeah, I think you're right. The longer the contest goes on, the more I would favour Zhakova. That having been said, simply because Magushkov would have shown, he would have played a number of cards already, and if they didn't work, then what has he got to fall back on? Zhakova is the kind of fighter that's likely to come up with something despite the length of the contest.
He's going to just keep coming forwards, isn't he, all the time. Here he goes.
Need to be a little bit stronger than that, I think. Don't want a simple pull to bring you down to your knees. It wasn't as though he really muscled him down to the mat. Gave him a bit of a pull, and Zhakova tumbled over. Well, at least he went to his knees anyway. Stand up a bit taller and a bit stronger than that. Keep the pressure on, yeah. Magushkov wants to go dancing and turning around, that's his business, but pressure him there,
Well, he'll have to open up in a second. He's got the sleeve, and he's had amazing gripping all day. He's just been dominating that sleeve grip, and he looks for the Uchimata. He's got a terrific Uchimata, he really has.
And there it was, right on cue, Neil.
Yes.
Good turn. Didn't get as deep as he would have liked.
No, just the angle, and it's often just the angle that's not quite right. And you can see how physically strong he is. Mogishkov here, one of the strongest in the category, having his head pulled down. That's what he got the Shido for, just touching the leg. So if Mogishkov is in a standing position, it's still in Tachiwaza, it's still standing. So you're not allowed to touch the legs.
At that point, with Mogishkov standing up, he wanted the opportunity to attack Jakov. He couldn't because his leg got trapped.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that was what the penalty was, as far as he was saying. Single Shido against Jakova. After contest, then and again Jakova. Not standing up as strong as one would expect. Nice little Yoko Sutemi-waza effort from Mogishkov.
Wow, that was close, wasn't it? And almost went over there, didn't he, Jakova? Good bit of judo there. And as I said, the later this goes, or the further into the contest it goes, I think the more Mogishkov is going to suffer.
Yeah, because Jakova is relentless in his pursuit, and at some stage he will find an opening. Mogishkov has got to get to him before that opening.
Oh, look at that! And the Uranagi there that was coming from Jakova. Mogishkov was only going one way. Suddenly realised he'd made a mistake there. Just manages to break the contact.
Yeah, normally Russians and Georgians, you try and stay away from that kind of contact, but Jakova's right in there in the mix, and it was Mogishkov who was almost on the receiving end of that, wasn't he?
It's yeah, a little shock, and it's go again. It's going to go again. He's hooked onto the leg. Wow, some interesting stuff coming here. I think Mogishkov now starting to back off a little bit here. He can feel the power from Jakova.
It's just beginning to shape up as we thought here. You know, initially nicely tight from Mogishkov, a little bit of pressure on in the beginning, and then Jakova more and more looking threatening, looking dangerous, looking like the one who can come up with something.
Yeah, this is where he really flourishes here, Jakova. Because the pressure will be relentless. Like you said, he'll keep coming forwards now. Doesn't even look as if he's breathing heavy.
I think they've put that on the wrong side, haven't they?
Well, yeah, I don't get
what was
that.
Jakova getting penalised for?
What's he got to do?
Oh, like a push out.
Well, I thought it was, and I thought it was the wrong side as well. Anyway,
And
they've
taken it away.
off.
Yeah. Can't decide whether it's a push out or a step out. You know, for
Well,
me.
if you can't decide and you're not sure within about 5 seconds, then just take it off. Don't have it. It's got to be. It's got to be clear.
Golden score now between Mogishkov and Jakov in the final of the under 73 kilo category. Time to reset.
Well, now we're going into Jakova territory here, and I think this is going to suit him. And again, he's trying to back him up there, Mogishkov. Sianagi! Almost pushed too much, didn't he there, Mogishkov? That was the best, certainly. If you have a look how he got into that there, just pushed the arm across and then disappeared underneath.
Good battle.
Yeah, a little bit tactical. Both the fighters a little bit cautious of each other. They both know that they're capable of throwing for Ippon. And again, just absolute avoidance there from Jakova. Felt that Sumigashi there and the danger of it.
Indicating that he thought Magushkov had ducked underneath. I'm not quite sure whether it's up to him to do that.
Well, no, definitely the fighters can't start refereeing from the middle, that's for sure. Just drive them the other way, the referees.
We've had a minute and 20 odd of golden score already. It's going very quickly. Right-sided effort there from Jakova. Magushkov steps off that, breaks the grip up.
One score now, and it will do it. In the bronze medal, another Sianagi, and tries the counter there, Magushkov.
Nothing coming from that, you know.
No, just
got
no power really,
no
was there?
power.
No, there was no power. They're both a little bit tired. Magushkov just looks that little bit more tired.
You know, that was a good position to attempt that Yoko Sotemiwaza, but just didn't move him at all. And it wasn't as though Jakova had to block it. It was as though Magushkov got to that point and thought, I can't try.
Yeah, no, it wasn't possible. And no momentum as well. You've got to use the force of the other person and the speed and the momentum. Now watch out for Jakova. Jakova is just about to explode. He's going to look for the Uchimata, setting him up for the Uchimata. Can he find the way in?
On the way up.
Feet.
Thought you'd catch him on the way up. Good move. Don't go back. Sideways, you know, left or right.
Oh, he's on the foot again, yeah.
Here he comes. Better grip here this time, Neil.
Yep. Looking for the Uchimata again, and Magushkov here is the one that's not doing anything at all. Magushkov is going to get the penalty.
He does. Really breathing heavily now. When he took that penalty, he was bent over. Where's the chink in the armour now that Jakova's looking for?
Yeah, he's just looking for that way in for the Uchimata or Ouchi now. I think that's to set it up, as is the Ashiwaza as well. And he's just trying to go right the way through. Now, is that going to be it? I don't think there was quite enough direction from it there, because Magushkov tried for the counter. So it was definitely his throw there, Jakova, but then Magushkov, and there was no hands. So no score will be given. But certainly it's him that's starting to take the fight, isn't it, to Magushkov?
I think the fallback position. Oh dear, oh dear.
Well, I'm not so sure that the elbow wasn't out there.
Yeah, they could have a look.
Well, I think they're going to have a look. I think the elbow was just a little bit there, but, well, Magushkov seems to think he's got it. Well, I thought that the elbow was out, but it's an interesting one.
Yeah, Magushkov likes it.
Yeah, he gets it.
Replay likes it. Jakova has to take it, and it's Musa Magushkov of Russia who wins out in the gold medal contest in the under 73 kilo category.
Well, we'll be looking at that particular movement, I think, from different angles, just to see where the landing was. He certainly didn't contest it too much, did he, Jakova? He did land on his side eventually. Or did he? Elbow was out for me. But anyway, it was given to Magushkov. Magushkov gets the gold medal. 1 gold medal for Russia.
I think we may have it's the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 63 kilo category. And the medals are being presented by newly installed IJF Hall of Fame member our Olympic champion Mark Huizinga of the Netherlands. Spoke really well when he was presented with his diploma early on today. Nice and fluent. First of the bronze medals goes to Amy Livesey of Great Britain. The second bronze medal, and that goes to Doi Masako of Japan. Silver medal goes to Alice Schlesinger of Great Britain.
And the gold for the People's Republic of China, Yongxia Yang.
And the gold medal goes to Yang Junxia of China.
Well, that really was a great performance from Yang, wasn't it? It was very, very complete. She has the standing work, but she has the groundwork, and she has the transition down all the time. And it's very, very polished, very well rehearsed. And each one of her matches today was decided from this one move. A few different ways in, but that's always the way, because you need plan A, B, C, D and E in order to achieve the same goal many times. But credit to Schlesinger, she got a well-deserved silver medal, and of course the bronzes again to Great Britain and to Japan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the
Now the national anthem of China.
Thank you. And that's time.
She's a really bubbly little character, is Yang Junxia. I had a chance to chat to her in the break, just before the final block got underway. We had a good translator as well. She's not very fluent in English, but she's a bubbly little character.
Well, I don't think there was any doubt in her mind exactly what place she was going to get today.
Livesey and Doi were the bronze medalist. Schlesinger, the coordinator of the medal presentation ceremony, they're just letting them know, hey, you're supposed to show your medals off, was the silver medalist, and it was Yang who took the gold medal. Right, we've got the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 70 kilo category coming up now. Gabriella Willems of Belgium faces Anna Bernholm of Sweden. It'll be Willems in the white judogi, Bernholm in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Everardo Garcia of Mexico.
Worked her way up to 7 in the world rankings, Bernholm of Sweden. She came up from the under 63 kilos category, and I don't think she had as much success in the 63s as she has in the under 70s. Certainly it's a weight category that really suits her.
Oh dear.
What?
I wish you hadn't said that, because there was a particular IJF commentator that told her, I think you'd be better off at 63.
Oh.
How embarrassing. Oh, well, you can't win them all.
No, absolutely. But she's been regular medal winner, hasn't she? And very, very consistent with her medals, which has taken her world ranking right the way up. And don't forget that they're here trying to qualify for the Olympic Games. Olympic qualification is now on. All of these Grand Prix, Grand Slams and World Championships are all about Olympic qualification points.
Which is basically what Bernholm told me a year after that she'd done the move, you know.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Look how successful I've been. Look where I am on the world ranking list.
How do you like me now, I think was one of the things she said, wasn't it? 4-minute contest, don't forget. Now she has the grip. Bernholm looking for the Uchimata. Certainly dominating the grips there over Willems. Looking for the outside coming, looking for the hold. Was double jointed there, Willems.
Not out of it yet.
Seen some good transition from standing down to ground. It's been equally, I'd say, groundwork based as it is standing, which is always great to see. The referee allowing this to carry on because he can see something's going to happen here.
Well, for as long as Willems stays in trouble, we'll let that go on. Just the right foot needing to come out, well trapped by Willems, and she manages to escape out of that, well, relatively unscathed. Good amount of time went off the clock.
Yeah, the 4 minutes goes very, very quickly, doesn't it? She gets a penalty, Willems, there for actually touching the leg. I think it was just grabbing the leg, wasn't it, on the way over?
Right, and that was way back when they first went to ground. So they allowed the whole of the Newaza action to take place, rather than calling Mate and giving a penalty, and then Anna Bernholm would have lost that advantage. Yeah, so I think that's the right thing.
Absolutely, it's the right. They've been instructed to do that. Let it play out, then give the penalty later.
Willems with the single Shido against her, but there's still plenty of time left on the clock, and there's just a slight disadvantage, that's all, at this point. Likes to fight at a long distance, got long limbs, long arms, and want to keep Bernholm at bay. And once she gets her grip, then she can work at getting a little bit closer in.
Tried the Makikomi there, Bernholm, but to no effect. Just drove down to the mat.
Off the pace here, Gabriela Willems. I'm afraid it is all Bernholm at the moment. Going to need to step things up for Belgium. Again, second to the grips.
Of course, Belgium have already got one gold medal with Van Sneek. Oh, now then, here we go. That was against the run of play, wasn't it? Here, Willems she just touches her over, and now looking for the arm lock here, and it's all changed. And she was dominating that, absolutely, Bernholm. Yeah, that arm, it's starting to come out. And now can she straighten it? She's pulled it in, Bernholm, and she just wants to stand up and get on with it, yeah.
Imploring Everardo Garcia with her eyes to allow them to get to their feet. She just wants to take advantage of the last few seconds left on the clock. Look at that.
Wow, Koso de Gak, wasn't it? You know, she went to the far leg, actually, and really drove. That was a really good change of direction. Bernholm couldn't stop it. And she does the same again there. Last 30 seconds. And Willems here, well, she was off the pace for so long. And as Sheldon said, you're really going to struggle here. But Bernholm made a mistake, and now it's all Willems.
Managed to go behind and take both the legs there in that kind of Nidan Koso Gaki action, if you like. It wasn't a sweep, and it was just a hook, wasn't it? And a push over that leg. Well, there you go. What a turn up for the book then, having looked the worse for wear for the first part of the contest. Gabriela Willems comes back with a single score to overcome Anna Bernholm of Sweden. It's Gabriela Willems of Belgium to take the first of the bronze medals in the under 70 kilo category.
Yeah, she'll look back at this and be angry about it, I think, Bernholm, because she was dominating. But credit to Willems there. She really took her opportunity, and it was a really nice technique that scored.
Second Grand-Prix medal for Willems, and she took a silver in Cancun a month or so ago. And she's now taking a bronze medal in The Hague.
Well, there's no surprise on her face either, is there? It's
Relief, maybe.
Well, just a little bit of relief, but I think she was really, really happy with that.
Make the drive back to Belgium a little bit easier, won't it?
Yeah, it's not far, is it? It's
Yeah.
about 100 kilometres, or if that.
Oh, the coaches was telling me that he drove it in 20 minutes.
Is that right?
He's been gunning it. Well, he may
Yeah.
live on the border.
That's it. That close contact was what did it, wasn't it? There, Bernholm starts the movement, and she just changes the direction completely there, and Willem takes her over with the Koso de Gag. Driving Kosoto, scores a Wazari, enough to win the bronze medal. Big smile on his face there, the coach.
Well, coming up next, the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 70 kilo category. Miriam Buitkereit of Germany faces Maria Portela of Brazil. It'll be Buitkereit in the white judogi, Portela in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Mathieu Bataille of France.
Well, Portela has probably been one of the most consistent in the under 70 kilograms category. She's always there, always plugging away. The Brazilians, of course, putting their fighters out all the time. I mean, they put really big teams out all the time to qualify them for Olympic Games. They're able to do it financially, and they can put different teams out all the time. But Portela is one of the ones that they send out all the time. She's got a world ranking of number 3, but Buitkereit of Germany here, their last fight, she actually came out the winner, so it'd be interesting to see what happens here. You see quite a big difference here in height, these two. They almost look as if they're in different weight categories, but they won't be, of course. Well, they're not. Big arm over there by the German. Straight away trying to use her height to her advantage. Straight into the attack here, but great. Well, she's all over, isn't she, here? But of course, we've just seen a match where one person dominated and then the other one came through, so anything can happen. Buitkereit, though, at the moment, really taking the fight to Portela. Can she get the leg out? Tries to get the leg out. It still might come out yet. Going to tie that arm off. Well, it really has been a newaza second half. And it's good to see because lots of time allowed for the groundwork. Well, I don't know what they've seen. The top table there just stopping the fight for a second. There might have been a small infringement. Well, they're going to give a Wazari there for Buitkereit. So I must have missed that one. I didn't quite see it, but anyway, it was given. Thundering right hand, right the way over the top there. Portela can't even get close. Now she's on the belt. She's on the belt. She's got to go in. Portela's the one that closes it down. Uchimata this time from the German. Well, now we're going to have a look to see where the score came from. It's going to come from the Sumigaeshi. Yep, okay, it was a score. We missed it, and it was a score, and she was from in a standing position. And even though Portela was coming off the ground, it still counts. Good decision.
I think it just opens up more opportunities for scoring. If somebody goes to the ground and the referees force the call mate because one person is on the ground, that closes your options.
Well, if one person decides that they don't want to fight,
Yeah,
I don't want any of this.
Or if she's there again on the leg.
Yeah.
That's twice. Poor Teller.
And she's going to get penalised for it.
Blocking.
Yeah.
That hasn't got anything to do with leg grabbing. That's just a simple, defensive block against the leg.
And she can't get anywhere near her, can she? Actually, Budkray is doing everything that she should do. Her whole stance and the fact that she's taller, and she's taking complete advantage of it and using her range. And Patella can't get near. Into the last minute. There was Shido apiece, and that means that Patella goes up to 2 Shidos.
I have to say that this is one of the, if you're interested in tactics, it's one of the things that you want to happen if you haven't got a Shido and your opponent has, and you're coming into the last few seconds. Just avoid. Because your opponent stupidly is going to get involved in the same game. They are going to collect a Shido as well. How many times have we seen that? Now 2-1, Well,
that's the thing, isn't it? If you're down, then you've got to attack, really. That's the name of the game.
Can't afford to play, that patter cake.
Oh, Sodisura Kamigoshi there from Patella. And Patella almost drives her over. But didn't quite happen.
That was the last roll of the dice, I'm afraid.
That was the block there. There was the blocking action from Patella. But Patella now, a little bit of panic and really just trying to score in the last seconds. So a second contest win over Patella for Budkrait of Germany, and a well-deserved bronze medal that for her.
That's a great win for Budkrait, actually. Number 1 seed, downed in the bronze medal contest, and Patella just beginning to show signs of not being able to cope with certain body types, I think.
Certainly showed there, didn't it?
Yeah.
She couldn't get nearer. She was the range was too much. She had real problems.
Good one. Let's have a look at the highlights from this one, and we'll be back with the final.
So this is what started it here. She starts off with the Uchimata, and she just goes down onto the ground here, the Brazilian, and Patella then, the game's still on because Budkrait is still in a standing position, so it's still standing. So theoretically what can't happen is that the Brazilian can touch the leg for defence, and also you can throw still, and that's exactly what happened. Good decision there from top table.
Now the final of the under 70 kilo category should feature Sally Conway of Great Britain and Sanne van Dijk of the Netherlands. However, Sanne van Dijk picked up an injury in a previous contest, so unfortunately she won't be able to take part. So it will be Sally Conway to come out and take the bow and to take the gold medal. Sanne van Dijk injured in a previous contest and unable to compete. So Sally Conway rather sheepishly steps forward.
I was going to say it very sheepishly there, coming out there, and takes the applause anyway. Great performance from Sally Conway all the way through the day. Well-deserved gold medalist. Shame, when they can't fight the final, and I really do feel for Van Dijk of the Netherlands, but if she's injured, she's injured. She can't carry on.
And I think if anywhere you were going to, try to come out, it would be at home, and Sanne van Dijk isn't going to be the kind of fighter just to say, I don't fancy it.
Oh no, absolutely. She is a fighter, and she would have gone for it big time.
Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 73 kilo category, and the medals are being presented by the IJF refereeing supervisor. Kathy Fleury, sorry about that, but Sanne van Eyck was just walking
Yeah,
past. We were going to grab her up here for a word, but the first of the bronze medals goes to Victor Stepu of Moldova. There's a bronze medal too for Lasha Shavdatoashvili of Georgia. Silver medal goes to Akil Jakova of Kosovo. And the gold medal goes to Musa Magushkov of Russia.
He had a good day today, didn't he, Magushkov? He did. I've seen him absolutely incredible, and then I've seen him have normal days, you know, which is brings him beatable, makes him beatable at certain times. He does make some mistakes, but he didn't make any today. That particular score there was the one that took him through to the gold medal.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Russia.
And now the national anthem of Russia.
Thank you.
I do believe that that was a smile there from Bogushkov on that rostrum.
Stepu and Shavdatoashvili were the bronze medalists. Rakova took the silver, and it was the smiling Magushkov that takes the gold medal here in The Hague. We've got the last of the weight categories coming up now. It's the under 81 kilo category, and Dutch hopes will have to just hang on for a minute. It'll be the final, but before that we've got the two bronze medal contests, the first of which features Vlad Vizan of Romania. He's up against Dominik Ressel of Germany. It'll be Vizan in the white judogi, Ressel in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Turbat Ensetseg of Mongolia. Here's Neil.
Well, this I think is going to be set for Ressel, but you can't tell. Ressel certainly one of the up-and-coming in this weight category here. The Germans had two chances of medals in this weight category. It was a really strong weight category, it really was. It was absolutely laden with talent, and here they are fighting for third place here. Ressel of Germany in blue here, and Vizan of Romania in white. Don't forget that Ressel had a really long golden score, but is great condition, so it shouldn't make any difference to him. Of course, it's very important that their gripping strategies allow you to get your favourite grip, because that's what it's all about here. And Ressel was onto the sleeve and the lapel. Vizan was the one that had an unorthodox grip, or one that wasn't quite normal, and so he gets a penalty for it. So 3 of those flags on the board there, 3 Shidos, and it's all over. So he can't afford another one, that's for sure. Yeah, he had just too close to the edge of the sleeve, and he gets a second penalty straight away. Not even a minute, just over a minute in, and Visan of Romania is going to have real problems here. Now, did he back out? I think he backed out. I think Wrestle as well kind of half-guided him, and he's going to lose this. 1 minute and 8 seconds into the match, and really bad tactical play. Absolutely. I mean, I can't believe that he did that 3 times on the trot and has just given the match to Wrestle.
Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times you've got a problem.
Well, you know, it is, because from a tactical point of view, you know, we know the rules, and we know that if you don't know the offside rule in football, then you can get caught, and you're never going to get up the other side of the pitch, you know. And I mean, look at that. It just he might as well have just walked out, just handed the bronze medal to Wrestle, because that was really naivety.
Bit large.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just I look at things like that, and I think all that hard work, all the way through the day, and you just throw it away there. You just have to stay in the yellow part of that mat area.
We come now to the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 81 kilo category. Antonio Esposito of Italy faces Jim Heyman of the Netherlands. It will be Esposito in the white judogi, Heyman in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland.
Well, can Heyman, who's had an absolutely amazing day, really, can he cause a massive surprise here? Because I can tell you now, I just looking at the way that they're coming out here, Esposito here, just a little bit confident here, but I tell you, this boy here he has been causing upsets all the way through the day. Can he do it here? Be interesting. Got the whole crowd behind him, so that's going to be a massive boost. They're on the sleeves. They're both on the sleeves. Can they attack from it? Esposito will do everything he can from a tactical point of view to work his way ahead. Heyman there will look for the counter technique. He's caught a couple, really caught them cold. And it's not over yet. And again, Esposito there just staying down on the ground. Thinking that I'll wait for the mate, but it just didn't happen. Look at that. And that's why it was designed. This new rule means that you can't just stay there and wait for the mate. I love it. I like that rule. And of course it means that the Newaza side of it as well, you know, you can just follow it down to Newaza, but you can also do the standing.
You've got the option.
Yeah.
I like that.
A little bit different now, Esposito. Yeah, big right arm in there, just defending.
Nothing wrong with the strong grip. There's nothing wrong with the strong grip, and then you use it. But you just can't stand there and hold them off.
Well, you certainly can't, you know, not for the just defensive reasons.
What? Oh dear.
Well, the crowd as well, I don't think they quite understand that one, because like you said, Esposito's the one that's been blocking out. Heyman gets the penalty.
It wasn't that long ago that Heyman was lifting him off the ground and throwing him through the air. You know?
Yeah, well, just, I don't know either. I didn't see it that way.
Seemed like a slightly harsh penalty for passivity. Normally get that when you're not doing anything. Okay.
Uchimata! Uchimata there, the whole crowd was standing up, and Mr. Van der Geest there. We heard him shouting instructions a little bit earlier in the day. I was with Dennis, his son, in the commentary position, and he said, "That's my dad, I can hear." He said, I said, "Dad's shouting for him." He was, in fact, it was not just for him, but it was for anybody from the Netherlands that was out there. Beautiful Uchimata, but he didn't have that second hand on, didn't have the sleeve. It was certainly going in the right direction, wasn't it?
It's Esposito that's had to get a bit of treatment for something. In the meantime, we've got Heyman hanging on there. Yeah, a few members of the Dutch team from the past.
Just up there, giving a little bit of support. Hyman wants to get on with this.
Why not? Yeah.
I think he'll get more and more confident. The more he's in this match, and he knows that and feels that he can win it.
Yes, Esposito looking a little bit rattled here.
He is. I mean, he came out, and you could see the way he came out. You know, he's very confident, and now he's got hold of Heyman, and it's not going quite the way that he first expected. Heyman will have to get onto the pace, though, because that's a few attacks there, Esposito. And he can't afford another penalty there, Heyman. Oh, he's just defending, isn't he? Esposito's got that big right arm in there. That's going to be a score. They'll score that. I'm almost thinking that they'll give a score for that. Let's have a look, see how he lands. Well, was the arm in enough? It's going to be a close one, a really close call. For me, just not quite there, so they don't give it. The arm wasn't pulled in. Good decision. So again, Hyman will have to get in there first. Just being beaten to the punch. And I mean that, of course, metaphorically. Second penalty up. Oh, Uchimata again. And going up in the right direction. Just manages to get his hand down to the floor, doesn't he? And again, it's because he can't catch the sleeve that he hasn't been able to control it all the way over. Don't forget, any score on there will just wipe those two Shidos up that he's got. Sumigaeshi! Still in this, Hyman. This would be an amazing match for him to, amazing medal for him to win. This was a really strong tournament in the under 81 kilos. Some really strong fighters. The world champion went out first round. Oh, and that's going to be a score. Was there a delay in that? He came in for the Yoko Satemi. I'm not quite sure whether it was assisted onto the legs there. They didn't give a score for it. Wow. Heyman just holding on here. The second's ticking away. It's going to go into golden score, I think. So now they're going to immediately start. They'll start it off. And he can still win this, Heyman. He can't afford another penalty. Esposito is the one just hitting first with the attack. I've seen this quite often with Esposito. Quite a few of his attacks just flop. That one didn't though. That was a beautiful technique there to score Ippon. And he disappeared right the way between the leg there of Hyman, and Esposito of Italy wins by Ippon.
It's not the most popular of winners,
No,
is he?
it's surprising that, isn't it? I can't understand why that didn't go down very well. But credit where it's due. Hyman was going forwards, and in the end, Esposito did a really good Sodi Surikomigoshi.
The bronze medal for Italy.
Antonio Esposito of Italy
Second medal at the
takes that
Grand-Prix.
contest.
Well, I think that maybe it might be something to do with the showboating from Esposito that isn't going down too well with the crowd. But I think they showed their appreciation, certainly, for his opponent.
And the other thing that was funny about that was that when he came up with the technique, they all clapped the technique. For me, that was instinctive. They were clapping the judo. Then there was a little bit of like, look at me, and they thought, no, I don't like that.
Yeah,
he got
and
a
they
few
don't.
cat calls then, but for his technique against their own man, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, the Sodi Surikomigoshi in the end was a good one. A lot of flop and drops, a lot of techniques that didn't get anywhere near, but that one did.
Please welcome the referee from the Dominican Republic, Mr. Orlando Kush.
We come now to the final of the under 81 kilo category. Ivelo Ivanov of Bulgaria faces Frank de Witt of the Netherlands. It's Ivanov in the white judogi, de Witt in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Orlando Cruz of the Dominican Republic. Here's Neil.
Well, I think at the beginning of the day, I would have said that Ivanov wasn't going to be the favourite for this because he's coming back and he's had a period of time where he hasn't hit very good form. Here he is. He was at one stage world rank number 1. Frank de Witt coming out here is currently world rank number 2 in the world rankings, that is, and of course former junior world champion. They've had 4 matches before, these two, and Ivanov is 3-1 up. But I would say that this is a slightly different situation. Ivanov has had good form all day, but so has Frank de Witt. Obviously, they're in the final, but Frank de Witt here is in front of his home crowd. So listen to this crowd, and you will really hear some support for their man. He is, well, as Dennis van der Geest said, the poster child. He's on all the posters around the city.
I sat next to him the other day and he was laughing and joking about it. He said, yeah, I can't go anywhere without seeing one of those posters. He was embarrassed himself,
I'm sure. He's going to give it his all, and there's one of those techniques as well. Wasn't all over. Got to stay on top of it, and I just think that he's going to be piling on the pressure, isn't he, de Witt? Now then, that was close, wasn't it there? Ivanov was right the way in there with that. Yoko Toshi and, well, it's almost Kadaguruma, isn't it? Off to the side there, off the sleeves. So de Witt. He can just throw caution to the wind and absolutely go for it. Sometimes comes unstuck when he does it, but often he manages to throw for ippon. The Ouchi's been working really well for him today. Great change of direction from Ivanov. A little bit of blood there on Ivanov. He'll have to go off for that then. Something happened. I don't know whether it probably a nail that just caught the side of his head. So he'll have to go off to get that seen too.
Right, the middle of your shot there, that was the gentleman that Neil was talking about, Corhan Geist. Got some words of encouragement to pass on to Frank de Witt. I'm sure if
yeah, it was Frank de Witt. De Witt actually, he was shouting stuff to, and Dennis, his son, who was commentating with me earlier on in the day, said, "That's my dad shouting." Said,
I'd recognise that voice anywhere.
Anywhere. This was Sumigaishi there, and again Ivanov stopped. Can't do that. Can't stop now. Kadaguruma or Yoko Otoshi that drove off to the side. A bit of blood on the mat, needs cleaning up before they carry on. But a good sportsmanship as well. But I didn't mean to do it. And it happens because of the close contact sometimes, and just unfortunate. Let's just hope that it's not in a place where you can't stem the blood, because you can only have 2 visits from into the doctors with the same cut, that is. You can have a different cut, believe it or not, but the same cut, 2 visits, first one, and then the second one has to stop it, and if it doesn't, then the contest is void. And none of them want that. Well, just looking at his face there, he's kind of almost enjoying it, isn't he, out there, Frank de Witt? Great situation to the end of second day here in The Hague, because you've got a situation where the Dutch have a chance at last of getting a gold medal. Capacity crowd, and everybody just absolutely loving it. And a poster child out there in the middle of the mat there, waiting for the fight to begin again. All eyes on Frank de Witt.
Great expectations. That can sometimes be a little bit.
I was going to say, no pressure.
Yeah. No pressure on her. She loves it.
So the head bandaged up there to prevent any further blood. Not as bad as it looks, promise you. It's just to stop the blood on the ear. All it can do, though, it can be a bit disconcerting with the sound sometimes. Oh, it's got it! Oh, now then! Yeah. That was a great score. Wazari scored there. Everybody was going for the ippon, and wow, it was terrific stuff. Have a look where he lands. That's the important thing. And it wasn't quite on the points of the shoulders. Definitely wasn't an ippon, but a great Wazari.
Good call from the man in the middle. He gets to look at it one time at speed, under pressure. That's Wazari for him.
He knew.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You can't listen to the crowd, certainly not. But you also, it's not about the height or the speed of the technique. It's the landing you've got to score.
Well, I don't think he had any choice there. It gave him a couple of slaps in the face with the hands and was avoiding that, so he gave him a Shido. Almost went unnoticed by the crowd.
Yeah, I think that now tactics change just a little bit here. Ivanov has made a big mistake. Almost made another one there as well. And Frank de Witt there needs to not get carried away with the crowd and what's happening here, because he needs to stay calm. And this is the point where Mr. Van der Geest stepped in and he was shouting for him to calm down, because he does get carried away. He just wants to please, and sometimes that's where the big mistakes happen. Second penalty up there, 23 seconds to go. He is definitely fighting defensively. Oh, Ivanov! Now then, he's pulled it back, and he's got the Wazari back, and he's straight into the hold down here, and Ivanov has turned this around. Now then, the crowd are going absolutely crazy here, and it's all over. De Witt has lost it, and that was what I was talking about there, by making massive mistakes. Oh my goodness me, what a big mistake that was. The crowd have gone silent. I wonder why. But you've got to say credit to Ivanov.
Absolutely, he wasn't out of it. Decided that whatever the home crowd wanted, he had something else in mind.
Yeah, I'm going to spoil the party, that's for sure. And, well, De Witt, disappointed. He will be, but it was a great opportune Wazari for him. But credit to this man here. Into the last minute, he was under the gun, and look at that, 3 seconds left on the clock, but that includes the hold down that he had. He scored a great technique to bring it level, and then he followed it down into Newaza afterwards. Brilliant, and the crowd are all appreciative.
Poor old Frank de Witt, first time that he appears in a Grand Prix final, and it's at home here in the Netherlands, and he leads by Wazari, and then, like we've been talking about before, he's just got that, he's just suspect, isn't he? He just won't stop.
No.
And instead of closing up shop and saying, I'm out of here, you come and get me, he's involved, he's in the mix.
Yeah.
You know, he's that was the score.
Yeah, well, that was the score, and like I said, Mr. Van der Geest at this point said, you got to calm down, and this is why here, and Ivanov there just takes the opportunity. He was playing definitely for the last seconds to play out, and it wasn't enough. It just wasn't. Ivanov went over the top. Ivanov was the one that instigated the massive Uranagi pickup. Brilliant stuff there, and he wasn't going to let that go, because he went directly into the hold down there. Just needed to hold for 10 seconds to get the second Wazari, and he wins the gold medal for Bulgaria.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 70 kilo category. The medals are being presented by International Judo Federation refereeing supervisor Mr. Alexander Jackiewicz.
A bronze medal for Germany, Miriam Butkereit.
First of the bronze medals goes to Miriam Butkereit of Germany.
And for Belgium, Gabriela Willems.
There's a second bronze medal, and that goes to Gabriela Willems of Belgium.
A silver medal for the Netherlands, Sanne van Dijken.
Silver medal goes to Sanne van Dijken of the
And a
Netherlands.
gold medal for Great Britain, Sally Conway.
The gold medal goes to Sally Conway of Great Britain.
Yeah, such a shame that Van Dijk couldn't fight the final. Always a shame, but credit to Sally Conway. Brilliant performance from her. Semi-final match that took Sally Conway into the final. Super performance and a well-deserved gold medal. Gold medal for Great Britain, and a bronze medal as well.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Great Britain.
And now the national anthem of Great Britain.
Thank you. And now it's time for the family picture with the athletes and the VIPs.
Boutkarait and Willems were the bronze medalists. Silver went to Van Dijk and the gold went to Conway. That's an anthem we don't hear every week now.
Nice to hear the old national anthem going up there.
Right, stay with us because we have got some highlights for you now, and then we'll be back with the last of the awarding ceremony for men in the under 81 kilo category. That's coming up next. Come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 81 kilo category. And the first of the bronze medals goes to Antonio Esposito of Italy. There's a bronze medal too for Dominic Ressel of Germany. The silver medal goes to Frank de Wit of the Netherlands. The gold medal goes to Ivelo Ivanov of Bulgaria.
What a performance from Ivanov. That was Ivanov of old, that definitely. We saw him starting to dominate the weight category. Thought for sure he's going to be one of the main contenders for a world title or Olympic title, but just went off the boil for a bit, but he's back. If you're ever going to show that you're back, that was one way of doing it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Bulgaria.
The national anthem of Bulgaria.
Thank you. And now, the family picture with the athletes and the VIPs.
Well, after 2 days of great competition here, the Netherlands at last get off the mark with two well-deserved silver medals. Van Dijk and de Wit doing their country nicely. producing the goods when it really matters. Nice to see, though, that so many medals are being spread worldwide. Great Britain get on the mark as well today. We're going to be back for the third and final day tomorrow with the heavyweights, so join Sheldon and I for the final day of competition and more great judo action. Tomorrow we're hoping to see more ippons, of course. From Sheldon and I, until tomorrow, it's goodbye for now.